Hello everyone and welcome back to Factorio Vanilla 1.1 episode 4. I think this is the Taku Showboat. Today I need to get more circuits, and to get more circuits I need more copper, which we've just at the very end of the last video somewhat sorted out. I could keep expanding on the mining of the copper for that, but we have now hit that point in time where getting into the copper for the circuits in particular is going to be pretty massive of an update. Engine units are going to be required. We are now at that point in the game where we're going to have to worry about oil processing. Oh boy. The question is, how much scaling will one need to do to complete the game versus anything else? So that is 18, so that's the exact same as that, which means I can do that and then paste it down next door. Just get rid of all this shenaniganry. I would prefer that. I would prefer you there. Whatever, it's just not connected to anything. Alright, here we go. This way, down, and like so. And there's our full throughput belt of copper. This will need to be extended all the way down here. I need more furnaces. I will very shortly need to get my stone set up, as well as stone bricks set up as walls. Let's see, how is the power? Not good. Not good. I will want to expand upon that. We are very shortly going to end up with attacks, I think. Yeah, that pollution is a lot to have to deal with and think about. Grab that, grab that, grab those. Grab those. And get me a lot more of the everything. I need more everything. I need more everything in the world on this day. One thing I really wish I could do is be able to set the recipes in these furnaces. I understand that they are quote-unquote dumb, and that you shouldn't have to set a recipe to, like, because it shouldn't know what it's doing. It's just doing. But if it was just doing, it would be always doing, regardless of whatever's in it, right? Like, if the furnace, somehow it knows that it has something in it that it needs to furnace and burn. Like, if it was truly dumb, it would be always burning, whether or not you have stuff in it to burn, right? Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. If the argument is that it was truly dumb. I will need steel soon. Very soon. Like, now soon. Okay. Power. I'm sure that by doing that, I'm now pretty close on the power. I will need to expand the number of buildings, making things. That's not good to see. I need more coal. Shift down. Whoops. There you go. There's the coal. That is not a great spot for you. That is a fair spot for you, but... how am I gonna get additional coal when that is the thing? That is just in the way. Well, if it's just in the way, no problem. We need to get rid of this. We just need to get rid of it. Just demolish! There you go. Now I can add more coal. More coal. More! M-O-A-R. More of the everything. Speaking of which, if I really wanted to go all out on the power, oh boy, that would be a lot of pollution. Speaking of which, I need to think about... Yeah, stone. Stone! Let's get stony. Let's get stonied. Glorious stone. Oop, I need more purples. Gib poles. I'm now out of, wood. Oh noes. There's that connection. I'm... Oof. Barely. It barely fits. One is going up, the other's going down. This is going to reposition up all the way to here. And this is going to jump to there. Da 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 da. That's where I'll stop that. Come on, stones. So, stone bricks really are only going to be good for the walls, and it will be just inherently better to just make the walls, like, here. I do want some stone bricks to use for path. Glorious stone brick path. So I will extend this down a little bit. Whoops. For the moment. It's just, ugh. I really don't like being on a time limit, you know? He says as he very, very, very voluntarily made a time limit for this. If we get the thing, we get the thing. If we don't get the thing, we don't get the thing on the achievement. By the way, in case you were wondering, I'm sure I'll have to reiterate this several times as we go along. But no, I do not... I will not restart this if I fail. It's just... We'll try again some other time. That's all it's gonna be. We'll still have had fun. Right? I hope. We had better have had fun. We had better have. Alright, there's that. I said put walls on the thing. Whatever. At grand scale, move walls on trains. I need to expand this out. Duke. I actually need faster inserters for these. Now that I'm thinking about it, actually, we need the fastest of the fastest inserters. So once that belt's been made, I do want to do this, though. This expansion of things. Because I am gonna need stuff. Specifically, I need the fast inserters on this very specific step. Right here. Of loading the doohickeys. Come on, make more. There you go. And loading into the thing there. I don't think I really need the fast inserters on the output. It helps, but yeah, that'll be... That will be that. That will be that. Hello, tool belt. Yay. Give me this. Where's oil? Hello? I have to get through advanced material processing. Oil? Fluid handling? Oh, I have to get through automation too. Right. Cool. Yeah. There'll be logistics too as well that I will probably need to get through to get into railways. Yep. That's gonna be next, but I do not have the queues. No queues right now. But there we go. That one there, and that is more better. More betterer. More better. More better. This can be mirrored on the other side. Simply flip around the inserters on the input-output on the doohickeys, these circuits side of things. We now have flowing circuits, not as flowing of iron, because of, well, being spent on circuits. How is the power? Okay for some expansion. So let's get that expanded and processing. Phew! Phew! That was awesome! What are the next steps? Ugh. Okay, fluid handling is actually the next step here if I want to try to blitz my way into robots at utility science, which I think is what I'm gonna have to do, pretty much. Yeah, that's at least what I want to do. What I would like to do. We're going to not focus on upgrading our belt into red belt so much. We're also going to rely pretty heavily on the standard levels of inserters and chests, and we'll mine what we mine. This is a pretty big cloud, of pollution, don't get me wrong. I'm a little bit concerned about the first spider attack. Wherever that comes from, it's going to be annoying to deal with. I could use armor. Yeah, that would help. Gun turrets would help, maybe. I'm going to do a little bit of exploration. Just a tad bit. I need to get into steel, though, so that'll be after revealing some of this part of the map. I'll probably tap into this oil down here, by the way, as it's on the route that I'm building down the main bus. Let's go ahead and tap into, or make some steel. Now, I'm always, like, a little bit concerned once I get to this point, because it's like, oh, now I need to deal with this big thing with steel. Steel is a really poor ratio to make stuff out of. And all these barrels, yeah, those barrels are steel barrels. We need steel. We need steel to get into engine units. For example, we need steel to get into storage tanks, better chests, etc., etc. We need steel to get assembling machine 2s and other upgraded componentry. But it's not that big of a deal, ultimately. I'm going to expand the amount of iron that I am mining for the specific purpose of working with the steel. So all of this is going to be for the steel line. That is 14. I need one more. So all of this exists exclusively for steel. What layout are we going to use for steel? There are options. There are shenanigans. I've got small electric poles, which makes all shenanigans a little bit more difficult to deal with, shall we say. So, there is the concept of something along these lines, of course, mirrored as well. But it doesn't actually work. Or does it? Does it? If I put stuff here, it doesn't actually work if everything is, like, right next to each other like that. I need to put a gap in so I can power these. Now, one of these lines is going to be coal. The other line is going to be the output of steel. And this is going to be the iron from the ore. And the coal. So as long as there is a gap, everything should be fine. A gap every pair. I think that's how it works, anyway. It's a gap every pair, so really these should be up here. This should be here, and then it's a gap of 1 for the next pair. See? You see how that works? I hope so. Sulfur and plastic. The robotics. The personal logistics will happen relatively soon. I want to get into personal logistics for the construction bots to help me do construction. That's the main thing. I need construction robotics so that I can have a personal roboport. I have to get the tech that gives me the personal roboport and all of that. Character logistic requests and trash slots. This shouldn't be here. This shouldn't exist because, well, I mean, the trash slots should exist, absolutely, but not the logistic requests part of this, because the way the game has been redesigned in 1.0 and now 1.1 experimental is that you always have access to character logistic requests slots. From the start, an infinite number of them. Yet this is still here. This is an oversight on the developer's part, and they still have not addressed this. As far as I'm aware, they may have actually said this is not a bug, but it is clearly a bug, and it causes problems with mods. It actually causes problems with mods, not so much that mods depend on this being a thing. Because you can have mods that give you logistic request robots before this tech, and what ends up happening is if you actually put in logistic requests for items before this tech happens, anytime there's an update to mods, it completely clears the inventory of your logistic requests. It completely clears it because there is a piece of code on updates for a number of mods that say to reset tech effects. This is a tech effect, and because you don't have the tech, it thinks that you shouldn't have logistic requests, but you have logistic requests. You do. It's just you do at the start of the game, and you always do. It just it sets it off, and then it comes back on again, and it completely clears your saved stuff. So you need another mod to export and import a string of characters to bring back your logistic requests in that circumstance. But that's modded. We're not playing modded. We're not playing modded. Who said anything about playing modded? Who said anything about that? It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Duh? Oh, that is... like, duh. Pfft. Right? Duh. Oh, I need more, stuffs. Things. I have no idea how many 8 makes on steel, but that's how that's gonna be. Ta-da! Stuff things! Stuff and things! Stuff and things! Let's get our coal over. Get that coal on over. So, the coal needs to split like that. This is just because by default the game does not have a quote-unquote burner leech, or a way to take fuel out of this machine and stick it into this machine. I wish it did, because that would dramatically help. Wait, where's... oh, right. Bottom needs power, too. That would really help with the logistics of this thing. This behemoth of a thing. And yes, it needs to be 24 on each long down. So this thing uses 96 furnaces. Yeah, 96 furnaces to process a yellow belt of the ore. It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff and things. Just gonna take this down quite a ways. We actually are not taking any tech. Take tech, please. I don't think I have enough labs to process all this tech that I'm making. I'm only making like 1 per second. Is it? Or 2 per second. I'm making 2 per second of these sciences. Like, 2 science per second. That's it. That's it. That's all I'm doing. 2 whole science per second. Ish. Actually, 12 of these is more. Because this is 5-second craft time. So, really, 10 is 2 per second, but I can feed, I think, 12? Or can I feed 10? I don't. Screw it. Screw it. Who needs ratios? Who needs ratios? I don't need ratios. Ratios are the bane of existence. Engine units. I will need engine units. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 6. That's 6, right? I need 20? Whoops. Undo has a sound now. Engine units. They require gear wheels and pipes. Pipes are... I need 3. So pipes make 1 pipe. So I need 2 of those to 1 gear wheel. That'll make 4 pipes per second. 4 pipes per second and 2 gear wheels per second. And this needs... Yeah, so if I have 20 of these, that's going to consume 4 pipes and 2 gear wheels. And 2 steel plates per second to make 2 engine units per second. Across 20 of these things. Yeah, it's slow. The engine unit recipe is incredibly slow. And I need a second belt for input of steel. So it's pretty resource intensive in terms of how many belts it consumes, as well as everything else. Speaking of which, where's my better armor piercing BS? I need armor piercing stuff. I could use pipe being automated, actually, but you know, it's fine. I'll just craft some pipe. How is power? Fine for the moment. Would help if my aim was accurate. There you go. Just to be sure I have the proper throughput on this in particular. That is what I'll do. This is going to be iron in. Yet again. And this is going to be steel in. Now, steel needs a belt line. And I should have steel. At this point, steel is going to exist... here. This belt line. This will give us an excuse for having something not on an edge that we need. Speaking of which, here's steel! Right up here. How are we doing? I need to go now that way. And there's our steel. Glorious, beautiful steel. That'll spike the power a little bit, most likely. Alright, let's bring the steel down. I should be able to take the tech for military science at any point. If I want to do the military science, the actual military science, I'm going to need to get... some stuff onto my boss. And by stuff, I mean coal for grenades. Because we'll need grenades! That's gonna be with military 2 into mil science packs. That's what gives me the piercing round magazines. Military science is going to need walls and grenades and piercing round magazines. And it's going to give me a whole bunch of wonderful things. We're not going to actually... I'm going to try not to do the laser turrets. Okay, we're gonna try not to. We will if we must, but I'm gonna try not to make the biters particularly angry. Oh. Full stop. Full stop. There's flashing. I don't know if that's the effect of the trees, or if that's the effect of a biter nest incorporating the pollution. Speaking of the pollution, our water is awful. Is green. Our water has turned green because of the pollution. That is another one of those new effects in Factorio. Yeah, that's not a good sign. I need to try to attack what's up here. Hopefully I can. I don't have... There you go. Now we have turrets to help. I hope it's the trees just absorbing pollution up at the edges of my pollution cloud. I hope and pray that it's just the trees. If we go a couple of ticks higher... Okay. It appears that it's just the trees. Okay. Plastics are finished. Time for... speed. Time for weapons. Speaking of which, how far away are biter nests? That is an even better question to give me a better idea of how much progression I can make before I have to really deal with them to expand. I'm still not seeing any. I'm still not seeing any. They exist, or this achievement wouldn't be counting down on the timer. Okay, I'm walking back now. I'm walking back. I need to get back. I'm going to pick up automobilism as a tech. Automobilism. The car. This thing. I need to get logistics 2 into automobilism. Which we now have the steel and iron and engines to make automobiles. And trains and all of that wonderful stuff. Oh, I can do trains. The problem with setting up trains is that it takes a while. And you may or may not have noticed that I am not using blueprints. You may have noticed over the course of these, however many episodes it's been so far, I think this is what, 4 or 5? 4, I think, 4. No blueprints have been used on this playthrough. The 8-hour achievement is so cheesable. You can very, very easily cheese this achievement with the power of blueprints and the power of reloading, making a plan. You can just build what you're going to build, plan out your build for your circumstance, copy the whole thing once you've built it, make a blueprint of it, load a save before you built it, place the blueprint and build it. And you've magically not spent the amount of time that you spent making the build in the first place, like planning out what the build should be because you're using a blueprint now. You cut out all the time of thinking about what you're about to build. You don't need to do that to complete this achievement. I'm pretty sure it's not absolutely required to do that. It helps. It helps with getting a lower time, or a better time to complete the game, but hey. We don't need that stuffs. We don't need to worry about that stuffs. Oh, I didn't end up getting the, doohickeys? I didn't end up getting the medium power pole tech? That would be a little bit important. That would be a bit important. Oh yes, I will be consuming 20 of my 21 long-handed inserters. Let's get this done and dusted. And it has been a really long time in this video. Wow, I was going to end off this video once I got steel, but you know what? We just kept going and going and going and going and going. I'm sure you all love that we are just going and going and going and going and going, but we do need to, end things off, which is why as soon as everything here has power, we are going to end things off. So I said as soon as everything here has power. It appears I don't have to worry about the biters at the moment. With that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you have enjoyed today's video and the series thus far, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff below the video. You can, of course, hit that great big blue join button for me to become an erudite otaku and turn that blue button gray. It would be very much appreciated. And I, of course, will be back next time where, gosh, I need to make some stuff out of steel, and I need to get some defenses ideally going, and mill science going, and oil processing going, and all of the wonderful things. I will see you all then for whatever we end up doing next.